It's a cold start. Another weather impact alert for the morning in the 30s. This afternoon, we'll see tons of sunshine with highs in the low 60s. Back near 70 degrees tomorrow. A front will bring us a rain chance Thursday and briefly cool us down to round out the week.
The 10 Tampa Bay weather team is here to deliver forecasts focused on you, with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather and up-to-the-minute information on 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
We have the potential for some strong storms. Newport Richey and Jasmine Estates still going to see some pretty heavy downpours.
Our team is the most equipped and experienced to help you prepare and keep you safe.
For the latest forecast, download 10 Tampa Bay Plus on your TV and watch for free.
You want to grab the coats this morning. Another freeze warning for most of the area with the exception of our coastal communities. We'll have a nice and warmer afternoon with highs in the low to mid 60s, near 70 tomorrow. Cold front brings us a chance for rain Thursday and briefly cools us down.
We're staying on top of breaking news out of Tampa this morning, where a Tampa police officer was shot.
We're staying on top of breaking news out of St. Pete.
First, we are following breaking news out of Tampa. A scrapyard fire continues to burn at this hour.
6 people are injured right now after an overnight shooting.
Young girl swept into a storm drain after floodwaters from a water main break.
We have a traffic impact alert right now on I-4.
Stream breaking news on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We want to get to some breaking news as we come on the air this morning. We are following a deputy-involved shooting. This is in the 2100 block of Capri Drive in Clearwater. Please tell 10 Tampa Bay News that shooting happened just about 3 hours ago. We're learning an adult woman was shot by Pinellas County deputies. We have a crew there on the scene gathering some more information for you, and we will have a live report coming up very soon. And it's another cold start to our day.
A little better than it was yesterday. Not much. It was 19 yesterday in Crystal River, 28 degrees this morning. But take a look at the temperatures. We're waking up to 30s across much of the Tampa Bay area right now. And you could see some patchy frost out there. I saw some as I was coming into the studio this morning. So it's in St. Pete. Let's get right over to meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi tracking this bitter blast this morning.
That's right. Yeah, a little bit of an improvement, but definitely still cold. That's the reason for our weather impact alert this morning. But the good news is this is our last one. We do have some warmer weather on the horizon. So yes, temperatures near freezing. And as Caitlin mentioned, that patchy frost. So you want to, of course, have the layers again this morning. Give yourself a little extra time just in case you do have a light layer of frost on the windshield. Here's a look at those cold weather alerts yet again with a freeze warning for all of our inland communities. That does not include any of our coastal areas. We do have a cold weather advisory for most of the area for wind chills that are just a little cooler. And that's really just for our areas closer to the coast where the wind is still just slightly elevated. 28 in Crystal River, we're at 39 in Tampa, 36 in Clearwater, 40 in Sarasota, 26 in Bartow, 30 in Lakeland. Here's a look at the feels like temperature, just a few degrees cooler. Tampa feeling more like 37, St. Pete feeling more like 44 degrees. So just make sure that, of course, you're bundling up. We'll hold on to our weather impact alert through the morning. So for most of your morning, it will be in the 30s. But notice how quickly temperatures rise. By around 10 o'clock, we're near 50 in Tampa. And today will be a warmer day by about 8 to 10 degrees in most spots. We're looking at highs in the low to mid 60s later this afternoon. We do have one more cold front we have to get through before we can really coast into some warmer weather. I'll have the full details for you in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Check back with you in just a little bit. Several Tampa Bay area counties are keeping their cold shelters open for at least a couple more nights. You can find the one closest to you right now at 10tampabaynews.com.
And whether it's freezing temperatures or a beautiful sunny day, our weather team streaming live for you twice a day with in-depth forecasts. You can watch our free 10 Tampa Bay News app every weekday morning at 11:30 and then 4:30 every afternoon. It's free to download.
All right, when else to get to some breaking news from overnight while you were sleeping? NASA announced its Artemis 2 mission launch will now get pushed back to March. The announcement comes after completing a wet dress rehearsal at Kennedy Space Center last night. During fueling, crews found a liquid hydrogen leak, but officials say it was within safe limits. NASA will review that data and may run a second rehearsal before launch. If all goes as planned, a 4-person crew will orbit the moon and return to Earth, something not done in over 50 years. We also get to some more breaking information from overnight about the future home stadium of the Tampa Bay Rays and who will fund it.
Yeah, a document just filed with the Hillsborough County Commission shows that the Rays are offering to pay 50% of the stadium costs here. Governor DeSantis is holding a news conference this morning at the stadium's potential future site, which would now be in Tampa. This is at the Dale Mabry campus between the airport and Raymond James Stadium. 10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean is live for us there this morning. And Jenny, the governor plans to meet with Major Major League Baseball today as negotiations pick up speed.
Yeah, that's right. We are now getting sort of a better picture of plans for a stadium right here on this campus as the governor plans to hold a news conference at 10 o'clock. We're hoping to get more details on that. Meantime, we're starting to get a glimpse from the county, as you mentioned, on how this stadium could be funded. And, funding could also come from sources like a tourist development tax, which comes from hotels and lodging. Commissioners are planning to discuss the raise, and it's just a discussion item on their agenda at their meeting tomorrow. It's their regular commission meeting. Of course, we'll be following that as well. But in the meantime, today, we're waiting to see what Governor DeSantis will say, because in the past, DeSantis, right after he heard about this, he's in support of a stadium here in Tampa. But he said the state would not be interested in paying for any of the construction for that. He was open to helping things with like infrastructure for road improvements to make it better around a stadium area. So he definitely was open to the idea, but not paying for any construction of the stadium. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say at 10 o'clock today, of course, after meeting with the baseball commissioners. And we are going to be covering that live for you. You are going to be able to watch it on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, which you can download to any streaming device, and you'll be able to watch that press conference as it happens of Governor DeSantis. We're going to be covering it for you. We're going to have everything you need to know live in Tampa. Jenny Dean, 10 Tampa Bay News.
All right, thanks, Jenny. On the other side of the bay, as the Rays inch closer to moving to Tampa, attention is turning back to the Trop in St. Pete. This morning, you have less than 5 hours to submit proposals to redevelop the historic gas plant district. That's where Tropicana Field sits, taking a live look this morning. City leaders opened the window for the submissions just last month. The deadline is 10 o'clock this morning. And this all comes after the previous owner of the Rays, Stu Sternberg, backed out of a deal to redevelop the area and build the stadium. And Tampa now. We reached out to the city to find out how many submissions it's received. Coming up at 5:30 this morning, 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Christina Mendez is going to have a live report for you with the latest on those submissions as the deadline looms.
All right. Thank you, Caitlin. And right now we're taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol, where in just a few hours, the House is expected to vote on a Senate-approved funding package aimed at ending the partial government shutdown. The bill separates the Department of Homeland Security and provides just 2 weeks of funding, giving lawmakers time to negotiate reforms to immigration and customs and border protection. Some House Democrats signaled they will vote against the package, demanding they want changes to happen immediately. They're calling for the elements that you see right here on your screen this morning: an end to roving patrols of ICE agents, tighter warrant rules, body cameras for all agents as well, and a ban on face coverings. We'll stay on top of that vote for you and let you know what they decide.
Well, happening today, an inspector is expected to be on site to take a look at this partial pier collapse. Take a look at this on Picnic Island. This is video from the scene, the damage out there. The city tells us that the collapse happened sometime on Saturday night. It was open at the time, but thankfully nobody was injured. This morning, leaders are still investigating the cause and say the pier does appear to be structurally eroding right now. And we are staying on top of breaking news this morning out of Clearwater. Heavy police presence after a deputy-involved shooting that happened overnight. One woman is now in the hospital. We have a live crew at the scene for you, monitoring the updates this morning. We'll get to them as soon as we can.
And the search intensifying overnight for the missing mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. What the family and authorities are asking from the public all across the country right now.
And take a look at the temperatures out here this morning. This is what you are waking up to across the Tampa Bay area. Crystal River, 28 degrees, 27 in Brooksville. We're at 49 here in St. Pete, but a very chilly start. Some frost in some areas, too, so maybe give yourself a little extra time. You may want to warm up the car this morning. We're back with your full forecast and much more.
10 Tampa Bay Traffic is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
We have a weather impact alert, and we're talking 2, sometimes 3 inches of rainfall, so some heavy downpours.
Look at that one thunderstorm, and it's a doozy out there.
Neighbors in a Palmetto mobile home park are still cleaning up damage.
You can see behind me, that is the home that lost its roof.
And that dangerous heat, that heat index is going to top 108.
Just shattering records left and right.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
News Out of Clearwater this morning, where the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says there's a deputy-involved shooting.
Yeah, it happened early this morning between Healy Drive and Lake Citrus Drive.
Our team has been pushing for answers all morning long here. Asha Patel is live for us at the scene. Asha, what are you learning right now?
Good morning, Jameson and Caitlin. Let me describe the scene to you guys right now. We are seeing a heavy law enforcement presence. A lot of Pinellas County Sheriff's vehicles lined up back to back to back. I'm going to step out of the frame, have my photographer Jacob zoom in here. We are seeing the red and blue lights, and caution tape is keeping us far back from the scene. Right now, it is very dark in this area, very limited lighting, but what we're seeing right now, we are seeing quite a few deputies down the street there. They are focused on something, but we have learned that detectives from the Pinellas County use of deadly force are investigating a deputy-involved shooting, and according to authorities, the suspect was an adult woman and was flown to St. Joseph's Hospital. And let me describe this area to you right now. This is a residential neighborhood with homes located very close to one another. Clearwater Police Chief is expected to give us an update later this morning, and their PIO is on the way to the scene, so hopefully we will be able to find out more information in just a few moments here. But I am keeping my eyes on this scene for now. I'm reporting live in Pinellas County. Asha Patel, 10 Tampa Bay News.
All right, thanks, Asha. We'll stay on top of that for you this morning. Get back to her when she has some more information. Also this morning, a frantic search is underway for the missing mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Late last night, Savannah posted a message on social media. You can see right at the left there, urging her followers to please pray to help bring her mom home.
Also overnight, we learned a $2,500 reward is being offered to find her, and Guthrie is in Tucson right now working closely with police to try to find her mother. Authorities say they believe 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home in Tucson over the weekend while she was sleeping.
Yeah, the Sheriff's Department and the Guthrie family, they're asking the public for any information that could help them find her now. We're told Nancy does not have any cognitive issues, but investigators say she does need medication. That's likely not with her right now. Guthrie was last seen Saturday night when family dropped her off at her Tucson home. On Sunday morning, a friend called Guthrie's children telling them she didn't show up for church. They notified the Sheriff's Department around noon that day that they couldn't find her.
I believe she was abducted, yes. She didn't walk from there. She didn't go willingly.
Although they're not releasing much information about the scene itself, the family is asking people who live nearby to review their own security camera footage from over the weekend. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has set up a tip line. It's asking the public to use a QR code to send in videos or pictures that may be helpful in the investigation. That's the QR code there. They say tips have been pouring in from around the country, but they have no motive right now.
Well, right now, hundreds of thousands of Haitian immigrants are living in uncertainty. Just hours from now, their temporary protected status is set to end. The Trump administration moved to end the designation, which has allowed more than 350,000 Haitians to live and work in the U.S. without fear of deportation. Homeland Security officials say TPS will not be renewed despite ongoing crises in Haiti and community calls for an extension. Well, let's send it over to meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi in the Weather Center with a weather impact alert we need to know before you go out this morning again, Courtney.
Yeah, you need the coats again this morning. Another very cold start. Might want to go heat up the car a little early. Temperatures widespread in the 30s yet again, but we do have a nice stretch of warmer weather on the horizon. I'll have the full details on when that nice warming trend begins in just a few minutes.
And as we look at traffic outside, things are looking good so far. We'll be checking out those drive times and let you know when you're going to see some slowdowns after this.
Honoring Black History Month, we are spotlighting pivotal moments from our past that help us understand our present. Moffett Cemetery was a historic site founded in 1888, originally for Civil War vets and later used for African Americans. The city condemned the cemetery in 1926, with the city of St. Petersburg ordering graves to be moved to Lincoln Cemetery. Today, there are questions if that job was ever completed. The site sits under I-175 near Tropicana Field, where crews once found bones when constructing the interstate.
Welcome back this morning. We are under a weather impact alert as you are waking up. Take a look at the temperatures across the Tampa Bay area. Really cold up in Crystal River and Brooksville. Frostproof. little frosty.
That's
30
right.
degrees this morning. St. Pete, we're at 49, but it felt very cold as I stepped out the door this morning. And as I was driving into the studio, I saw frost on the ground.
Yep.
So we're seeing it too here, even at 49 degrees right now.
Yeah, I had a very light layer on my windshield this morning up in Pinellas County. So if you're heading out the door, probably want to give yourself a few extra minutes. I mean, one, to heat up the car so you're not freezing when you get into it, but also, of course, just to get some of that frost off the windshield, not running late.
I find it hard to get ready in the morning too, because you got to like pep talk yourself to like change, to take off the clothes, to put on the next one. Like,
right,
take off the socks.
It's awful. Even just getting out of bed, out from the warm blankets is so tough. But we have some warmer weather on the horizon, Caitlin. So we're almost there, everyone.
All right.
We'll
make it through together.
Yes, we sure will. We'll go back to business as usual here in Florida shortly. But today, our weather impact alert through 9 o'clock for near or below freezing temperatures. We are seeing that this morning. And, of course, that patchy frost that we've been talking about. So, yes, as we've been saying, you want to layer up, give yourself that extra time. Now, before we get into the cold, I do want to talk about this because I think this is something all of us can get behind. Look at the temperature outlook going into the middle of February. Yes, we are finally seeing this in the orange, which means slightly above average temperatures are expected. And our average high this time of year is 72 degrees. It does look like we have a handful of 70s on the way going into next week. But right now, it's all about the cold. Here it is. The current temperatures, yes, to our dismay, 39 in Tampa, 33 in Riverview, 31 in Wesley Chapel, 27 in Brooksville, 31 in Newport Richey, 40 in Sarasota. We're at 30 in Lakeland, 26 right now in Bartow. So we do have that freeze warning in effect until 9 o'clock for all of our inland communities. Closer to the water, you're a little more insulated this morning, so you aren't necessarily at that freezing mark. Now, the wind has calmed down, and the reason I'm showing you this is because, one, the wind chill isn't necessarily a huge factor this morning, but two, when the wind is calm like that, that can allow that frost to develop. So it is a little more likely to see that patchy frost this morning. If you want to get outside today, it's not going to be a bad afternoon. It will be chilly, yes, once we get rid of the morning cold. At midday, we're in the mid to upper 50s, and this afternoon, we're in the low 60s. So with all the sunshine today, I think it's honestly going to feel pretty comfortable if you want to get outside a little later this afternoon. Here's a look at our high temperatures today. We're looking at low to mid 60s, upper 60s for some of our inland communities and areas south of I-4. It's going to be a nice day. Now, overnight tonight, lows drop into the upper 30s to low 40s. We could get close to freezing along the Nature Coast, but definitely not near as cold as the last couple of mornings tomorrow. What's going to happen is we're going to have high pressure pushing off the coast. That's going to bring wind out of the southwest tomorrow, which will give us a warmer day with highs near 70. Tomorrow will be great, but here comes our next cold front. This one's not going to be quite as strong as our last few, but it will bring us a chance for a few isolated showers. This is Wednesday night late around 9:30. Most of the rain will be overnight. This is around 3 o'clock in the morning. So for those of you like us who work some crazy hours, you might run into some rain, but otherwise this isn't really going to impact the morning commute unless you're an early morning commuter. This is Thursday around 5 o'clock in the morning, south of I-4, Polk County, Highlands County, Hardee County, down towards Manatee and Sarasota County. If you commute between about 5 and 6, you might have some rain to greet you out the door. Otherwise, the roads just might be a little bit wet. The bigger story Thursday will be the temperatures that drop through the day and will be breezy. Most of the day Thursday will be spent in the low to mid 50s, but notice it's a brief cool down. We'll have highs back in the 60s Friday, and then over the weekend, we're back in the 70-degree territory. And look at next week. I don't have us forecast in the upper 70s just yet, but we have a nice long stretch of 70-plus degree days on the way next week. So again, we just have to get through pretty much Thursday, and then Friday and beyond, we only go up from there temperature-wise, which I think all of us can be excited about. Here's a look at that marine forecast. Smooth waters on the bay. Sea's only at about 1 to 2 feet. That Gulf temperature is quite cold, 56 degrees. 7-day shows with a cold morning this morning. So we have our weather impact alert through 9, highs in the low 60s, highs near 70 tomorrow. That front brings us an early morning rain chance Thursday and cools us down. That 59 is more so in the morning, and we warm back into the 70s by Sunday. All right, now it's time for a check of the roadways. Sarah Rosario's got you covered with traffic this morning. Seems to be smooth sailing.
Yeah, so far so good. 275 if you're going to be getting over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. We're going to be looking for when you're going to see some slowdowns, but for now, we're just thankful it's off to a great start here. 5:25 is the time. And as you're going to be headed over 275 right now, this is one of our most traveled bridges. Things are up to speed so far. Overnight construction along portions of State Road 60 near I-275, not causing any delays right now. Things are looking good. You will see some overnight road work along portions of I-4 for the continuing improvement project there for our drivers through that portion of downtown Tampa. Things are flowing smoothly despite that construction should be wrapping up here within the next 30 minutes. So again, we'll keep you updated on those drive times. But for right now, now, it is a smooth start to our morning drive.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Still ahead at 5:30 as the Rays inch closer to leaving St. Pete. The spotlight turns to the Trop.
Yeah, just hours from now, the deadline that's quickly approaching to submit proposals to redevelop the historic gas plant district. And right now, as Courtney told you, we are under a weather impact alert. Very cold temperatures to start out there. A look around Tampa Bay. Some frost in the area, too. So give yourself some extra time this morning. We're monitoring those temperatures and the warm-up on the way. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay News this morning.
And we're also following breaking news out of Clearwater this morning. A deputy-involved shooting. This is a live look from the scene. This is in the 2100 block of Capri Drive. We're learning that an adult woman was shot by Pinellas County deputies overnight. We have a live report coming up in just minutes. We're staying on top of breaking news out of Clearwater this morning. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says deputies were involved in a shooting early this morning on Capri Drive. This is a live look there right now. They tell us a suspect, an adult woman, was seriously injured and airlifted to St. Joseph's Hospital in Tampa. Right now, we have a crew live on the scene there for you. We'll get you a live report in just moments. Don't go anywhere.
From 10 Tampa Bay, this is a weather impact alert.
And it is another bone-chilling start to your Tuesday. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay News this morning. I'm Jamison Euler.
I'm Caitlin Lockerby. It feels like it gets worse and worse every morning, even though the temperatures don't necessarily reflect that. I don't know if it's a mental game, but meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi is staying on top of them. Every day I keep grabbing more layers, and it doesn't feel like enough.
You know, I think it is. I think it's just our mind shutting down, being like, you know what? We're so over it. This is Florida. Why are we broken right now? Let's talk about the cold weather alerts in place. We do have freeze warnings for all of our inland communities. That doesn't include the coast. Cold weather advisory for coastal Pasco County, parts of coastal Hillsborough, down into coastal Sarasota. Pinellas County, you finally are not under a cold weather alert this morning, but don't get me wrong, it is still plenty cold in Pinellas County. Take it from all of us here who work in Pinellas County. Here's a look at those current temperatures. The freeze warning definitely verifying inland this morning. 26 right now in Bartow, 30 in Lakeland, 31 in Wesley Chapel. An improvement along the Nature Coast. Remember, you were in the teens yesterday morning, now in the upper 20s. 39 in Tampa, 40 in Sarasota, 49 in St. Pete, 36 in Clearwater, 35 you're waking up with us in Sebring. We'll hold on to our weather impact alert through late morning, and that is because temperatures will be in the 30s for most of your morning commute. But once that sun rises, look how quickly temperatures are going to warm. From 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, we're warming to 50 degrees. That's over a 10-degree jump, which will be really nice. That sun's going to put in some work for us today. Tons of sunshine through the afternoon with highs today and the low to even mid-60s. Take a look at Polk County, Highlands County, Hardee County, mid to upper 60s for you, low to mid-60s along and west of that 75 corridor. But in the sun, this is going to feel super comfortable. Overall, it will be a nice day. Now, we do have some changes to the forecast this week. We do have another cold front on the way. It will be a weaker front, though. I'll let you know how that's going to impact our forecast in just a few minutes, but now it's time to get a check of the roadways. Sarah Rosario's got you covered with traffic that seems to be moving along nicely this morning.
Yeah, and hopefully it stays that way, but you know, it's only 5:30 right now, and once things start to change, you can count on us to let you know how things are going to change throughout the rest of the morning. Good morning to you. Things are okay here along portions of I-275 as you're going to be getting along here along the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. No major issues to tell you about here. Looking at State Road 60, I-275, these are the roads in and around Tampa International Airport. If you're going to be driving around this area, maybe you're catching an early morning flight, safe travels to you. We do have no flights that are canceled right now. 2 flights that are delayed. So a reminder for you to check with your airline this morning and make sure you get to the airport early. But things are looking good, as even though we're dealing with these cool temperatures right now, we are also going to be following things throughout the rest of the morning to make sure that you are going to be getting there on time. And things are looking good right now. Okay, back to you.
All right, Sarah, we're going to check back with you shortly. In just hours now, the deadline for developers to submit their plans to the city of St. Pete for the historic gas plant district will finish and close here.
Yeah, the 86-acre surrounding Tropicana Field. It's one of the most valuable pieces of undeveloped land in Tampa Bay right now. So let's get right to our Christina Mendez live in studio this morning. And Christina, you're monitoring what's going on there today. Just hours left.
Yeah, guys,
put in your
talking
plans.
About 10 Tampa Bay confirming 5 proposals on the table. One just coming in the last 24 hours or so. So more can pour in with this happening within the couple hours now. Final pitch is due by 10 this morning.
All right, time now is 5:35. Let's get you caught up on the stories making headlines across the Sunshine State. This is your Florida Minute. Breaking overnight, NASA's historic Artemis II mission to orbit the moon has been delayed at least until March. The agency was targeting February 8th, but issues during a key pre-launch fueling test yesterday, known as a wet dress rehearsal, pushed the earliest possible launch now to March. Engineers will review the test data and conduct another rehearsal before lifting off from Kennedy Space Center with 4 astronauts on a 10-day trip around the moon and back. This morning, a Hernando County man could face one of Florida's harshest criminal sentences. Attorney James Othmeyer announcing Nathan Holmberg faces 14 life terms and 7 death sentences for allegedly abusing and filming children as young as 3. Officials also announced Lucas Jerez, a St. Pete restaurant owner, was arrested on multiple child pornography charges. Authorities urge anyone with information to come forward. And this morning, a dire warning from Florida fire officials to test your heat before you crank it up. In South Florida, one family turned their heat on and it sparked this fire, while others found broken systems, leaving their homes uncomfortably cold. Fire officials say it is common to have dust cause smells or even hazards. Their advice: turn on your heat for a few minutes, check for any issues, and make sure your system is ready. Of course, a lot of us have been using it over the last couple of weeks.
Sure have. Well, coming up on 10 Tampa Bay News, we showed you the cold-stunned iguanas on Monday. Now, new viral video out of South Florida is taking it to a whole new level.
What is, no.
Don't miss it next.
Oh.
We sure love a Florida man, don't we? All right, let's take you to the school forecast. The kids need to bundle up as they're heading to the bus stop this morning. Parents, you too, as you're getting in the car. Temperatures in the 30s this afternoon, though, really comfortable. Still jacket worthy if you ask me, with temperatures in the low to mid 60s. We'll have the full details on a warm up on the horizon across the Bay Area. That's in just a few minutes.
And as you're getting out the door on the roads this morning, so far traffic is not going to be slowing you down. We'll let you know where you may see a bit of a tie-up on the roadways after this.
Check engine light on? Get it checked for free at AMCO.
All right, we're staying on top of breaking news out of Clearwater this morning. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says deputies were involved in a shooting early this morning on Capri Drive. This is video from the scene. They tell us the suspect, an adult woman, was seriously injured and airlifted to St. Joseph's Hospital in Tampa. Right now, 10 Tampa Bay, a news crew is on the scene. We're going to bring you the very latest information on this developing story as soon as we learn more.
Yeah, staying on top of that for you. We're still working to determine exactly how that all started. Take a look at this video this morning. We showed you the cold, stunned iguanas Monday. Well, now this viral video out of South Florida. A group of influencers there warming up in a weird way, I would say.
Video's not moving, but this is nasty.
A blanket of frozen iguanas. That's your aerial view, it looks like. You could zoom into it.
There's a Florida man just lying on the ground covered in iguanas. It's it's sick.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Do we have the video, guys?
Yeah.
I'm asking our producers.
Just a frozen video there.
Oh, there we go. All right, press play. There's your
go.
close-up. Ooh, one's alert.
See, they're starting to move. They don't stay frozen forever.
Yeah, when they start to warm up, the tail starts going. He's using it as a blanket of sorts.
But there's one on his head, too, like on his beanie. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Just like clinging for
on.
dear life.
So they go into a state of hibernation there, right?
It's called brumation.
Brumation.
When the temperatures drop, it is basically a hibernation for a cold-blooded creature. The state says this is all legal right now. They're invasive to the area, so FWC has been asking for you to drop them off out of your yard. They're invasive, and they're going to be humanely euthanized. It says or relocated, but they're not going to relocated to a
crematorium.
Iguana heaven.
Yeah, that's
Whatever
exactly
that
right.
or iguana soup, because apparently people are eating them too.
What?
So it's a delicacy.
I've heard it's a thing. Yeah, like I feel like
Where
they
did you see that? Did you see that on social media?
I was listening to an interview with FWC.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
People
teach
eat
their own.
They do.
Teach their own.
You haven't had iguana before? I haven't had iguana before.
No.
What I'm talking about.
Absolutely not.
A little on the barbecue.
Next thing you know, it's like, remember when we did that story about the shrimp where we were like, oh, they're not all from Florida or whatever it was.
Right.
Soon, next thing you know, it's going to be like, all the gator on your menu is not actually gator, it's iguana.
It's iguana. Yep.
Well, I don't know. But yes, they don't fare well in the cold weather like we don't either.
Well, it's about to get better for them at least.
You know, they
for
are.
a little bit.
The ones that survive, at least. I mean, people are picking these things up by like the dozens. It's crazy. My mom made a really good point yesterday. She said, like, all these people are going to pick them up and then they're putting them in their cars, which are warmer than 50 degrees, which is kind of their threshold. Could you imagine
like a horror movie.
if they start like waking up and just like the tails?
No.
No.
That's seriously a horror movie right
that
there.
is like, I just got full body chills thinking about that. That's so gross. Oh my gosh. Anyway, make sure you have a pickup truck if you do that so they can stay outside. Let's talk about if you're heading outside this morning, what to wear. You'll need the coat. You'll want to layer it with a sweatshirt again today, maybe even the scarf, especially if you live north of Tampa because it is very cold up there. A lot of us in the 30s, 20s this morning along the Nature Coast, which, believe it or not, is an improvement from yesterday. You were in the teens yesterday morning. 31 in Wesley Chapel, 39 in Tampa, 49 in St. Pete, 40 in Sarasota, 26 in Bartow, 31 in Lakeland, 35 in Sebring. Highs today will be really comfortable in the sunshine. This is going to feel great. This is the weather that we all probably wanted for Gasparilla on Saturday. Low to mid 60s, 66 for a high in Bartow, 68 in Wauchula. We're looking at 64 in St. Pete. So low to mid 60s along and west of the 75 corridor, warmer for our inland communities and areas south of I-4. We have the Lightning in town tonight. Of course, I guess they never left. They had their big game on Sunday night at Ray J. They are playing the Sabres. Temperatures dropping to the 50s through the evening. Puck drop at 7:30 tonight. So, of course, you'll naturally need the jacket inside the arena. You'll probably want to have with you as you leave a benchmark a little later tonight. Overnight lows dropping into the upper 30s to low 40s, maybe approaching freezing along the Nature Coast tomorrow morning, but definitely a warmer start. Coat worthy, though, tomorrow morning. But tomorrow afternoon, t-shirt weather. 70 degrees with tons of sunshine, a nice and mild afternoon. Unfortunately, that changes. Thursday, we're going to have an early morning cold front move in, bringing us rain, but then a strong ridge of high pressure builds late week into the weekend, and that's going to kick off a nice warming trend for us. So let's take you through the rain chance first. Wednesday night, we'll have the chance for a few showers late. Overnight is the best chance for rain. Temperatures in the 60s at this point. A few showers could linger into the very early morning commute south of I-4. We're talking between 4 and 6 a.m., so very early commuters. But look at the temperatures in the 60s. Now they're going to drop through the day. We'll hold in the 50s through most of the day. We'll start mostly cloudy with clouds gradually decreasing through the day on Thursday. Now this cool down behind this front will be brief. Notice Thursday, temperatures holding in the 50s. We'll go back in the 60s Friday, and then it's all about the 70s Sunday and beyond. We could even have some days next week closer to 80 degrees. Won't that feel wonderful? I can't wait. Here's a look at that marine forecast. Smooth water on the bay, seas at about 1 to 2 feet. Very cold Gulf temperature. That UV index still 4. I know there's some of you out there waiting for those temperatures to go up and that UV index to go up to get out and enjoy the sunshine finally. 7-day shows weather impact alert for the cold morning this morning. Highs in the 60s today, 70s tomorrow. Front brings early morning rain Thursday, a cooler and breezy day. Then we warm up through the weekend with highs back in the 70s by Sunday. All right, now it's time for a check of the roadways. Sarah Rosario's got you covered with traffic. 275 seems to be moving fine this morning.
Yeah, as we look at traffic right now, things are looking okay here through this portion of Pinellas County. When we start to get some slowdowns, we'll be sure to make you aware of it. But for now, we'll stick with a good drive time as we're getting you out the door. It is chilly. Hopefully you have something to bundle up as you're going to be getting out on the roads, maybe getting something warm to drink as well. Here's what it's looking like right now along the roadways in and around Tampa International Airport. It's a clear start to our morning drive at 5:47. Traffic is still light. That obviously will change when we get closer to that rush hour time frame. I just checked in with the flights and the delays and cancellations over at Tampa International Airport, and looks like everything's up to speed so far. We only have 2 flights that are delayed, so really we're looking great right now over at Tampa International, especially considering how it was over the weekend with that storm system and so many flights impacted all across the country. As far as our current crashes, no stop and go traffic to tell you about, no big delays. Good morning to drivers through Lakeland, Lake Wales, Duet, Bradenton. Things are looking great here. A closer look at some of our congested areas through portions not far from South Tampa, Orient Road, Mango. Things looking good here through State Road 60, I-75. And I'll be letting you know when, again, you will see some slowdowns. We do expect to see some congested roadways in and around I-4. But for right now, things are up to speed. I-75, we do have some slight delays right now for drivers through Gibsonton there along US 41.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Let's take a live look at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California this morning, where in just days now, the New England Patriots will face off against the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Last night was media night, one of the only times this week that both teams are together in one place. The players and coaches took the stage at the San Jose Convention Center, answering questions as fans packed in for the free event.
Yeah, a little smack talking probably underway. And when it comes to the big performances, the opening ceremony will feature Green Day kicking off the night with some of their iconic hits. Grammy winner Bad Bunny is headlining the halftime show this year, and conservative group Turning Point USA offering an alternative performance as well. It's called an All-American Halftime Show, streaming at the same time on TPUSA's social media platforms. That's going to feature Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. And take a look at this.
Surprise! You will be going to the Super Bowl, my friend.
Not too shabby of a surprise there. NFL legend and former Tampa Bay Buck Rob Gronkowski surprised a local Marine vet with a trip to the Super Bowl. Retired Marine Eddie Pina, he arrived at the Bucs facility. He was under the guise there that he was giving a presentation on behalf of the Marine Corps Association. But lo and behold, Gronk was waiting for him instead. Pina adopted the Buccaneers as his favorite team. When he moved to Tampa, his favorite player was always Tom Brady, he said. But after meeting Gronk, he said, well, they might be tied. Probably when you give somebody Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, you might be my new best friend, too.
Yeah, you get to the top of the list. Pino received 2 tickets and a trip to Santa Clara with his son. What a great father-son experience. Yeah. I was looking this morning, cheapest tickets out there, just under $5,000 this morning for the nosebleed. Yeah,
San Francisco prices.
So it would have been $10,000 just to get in with his son if it weren't for free.
They're gonna have fun. All right. In a small town overseas, age is no barrier to staying active.
Yeah, we're gonna introduce you to a 93-year-old fitness instructor who doesn't let her age keep her from doing what she loves.
10 Tampa Bay Traffic is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Well, if you're looking for a little motivation to get moving this morning, this next story shows age is just a number.
Why are you looking at me? A long time.
I'm looking at all of us. I'm looking at you at home, too.
Age is for everybody. Okay, I got it. A longtime dance teacher is proving staying active can keep you young at heart. Tina Krause has the story.
He's just talking about Dirty Dancing. Oh, I like her style.
Yeah, a little cocktail or something at the end of the class.
Those jazz shoes brought me back.
I was going to say, yeah, you got a little nostalgic there for a moment.
I forgot about those. Yeah, bust them out.
Still to come, authorities now believe the elderly mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie was abducted from her Arizona home.
Yeah, it's a desperate search right now. The latest on that and what detectives are asking neighbors to look for this morning. It's 5:58. Let's get you up to speed with some of the stories we're tracking this Tuesday morning for you.
Happening in just a few hours, Governor Ron DeSantis will be in Tampa for a news conference at Hillsborough College, the possible future home of the Tampa Bay Rays. He'll meet with Major League Baseball as talks pick up on a new stadium between the airport and Raymond James Stadium. Funding could come from tourism taxes, but the state will not finance the stadium directly. We'll carry that news conference live at 9:45 a.m. on our 10 Tampa Bay News app.
And giving you a live look at the U.S. Capitol right now, where in just hours the House will vote on a Senate-approved funding package to end the partial government shutdown. The bill provides 2 weeks of funding for Homeland Security, giving lawmakers time to negotiate border reforms. Some House Democrats say they'll vote no, pushing for immediate changes like body cameras for ICE agents and limits on roving patrols. Your 6 a.m. news starts right now.
And we're staying on top of breaking news out of Clearwater this morning. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says deputies were involved in a shooting early this morning on Capri Drive. This is video right there from the scene. It tells the suspect was an adult woman, seriously injured and airlifted to St. Joseph's Hospital in Tampa. Right now we have a crew on the scene to bring us the very latest developments as soon as we learn more. We'll also have another live update from Asha in just a few minutes. Asha Patel there. But take a look here at your screen. We are under another weather impact alert to start our morning, waking up with temperatures out there again in the 30s.
Yeah, freezing conditions stretching across much of the Tampa Bay area this morning. We're getting sick of it out there. I feel like layer after layer just doesn't feel enough.
No.
Had the seat heat. The seats heater on and the heat on, full blast in the car.
Hands and feet continually cold all day long again.
Sorry, we're complaining this morning, but a warm-up is on the way. We've got to get through this morning, so let's get right over to meteorologist Courtney Jacopazzi.
Yeah, one more weather impact alert because we have one more quite frigid morning out there for everybody. That's going to go through 9 o'clock for near freezing temperatures, some spots below freezing, and some patchy frost that will greet you out the door. So don't run late this morning because if you have that layer of frost on your windshield, that is going to take a little while to thaw out. So give yourself that extra time. And of course, naturally, make sure you're dressed nice and warm. Same goes for all the kiddos getting up and at it, heading to the bus stop this morning. Here's a look at those cold weather alerts. We do have another freeze warning in effect this time for only our inland communities. We do have that cold weather advisory from coastal Pasco through coastal Hillsborough down into coastal Sarasota. Pinellas County, for the first time in a while, you do not have a cold weather alert this morning, but it is still cold throughout Pinellas County. Here it is. 36 in Clearwater, 48 in St. Pete. That's the warm spot. 40 in Tampa, 38 in Sarasota. Crystal River and Brooksville, you're in the 20s this morning, but that's an improvement from the teens, upper 20s to low 30s throughout Polk County. Through the day today, we'll see tons of beautiful sunshine and temperatures a little warmer today in the low to mid 60s. We do have a cold front on the way late week. I'll let you know how that will impact our forecast and when we will finally settle into some warmer temperatures across the Bay Area. Details shortly, but now it's time to get a check of the roads. Sarah Rosario's got you covered with traffic. Seems to be moving along fine this morning.
Yeah, so far we're looking at a smooth start to our morning ride here along the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. If you're going to be getting through this area of Tampa Bay, things are looking nice right now along I-275. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge not showing us any big problems. As we get closer to that rush hour time frame, we'll be sure to let you know how things change and how it could impact those drive times. As far as the Selman Expressway, if you're going to be headed through this area of Hillsborough County, we're looking okay. If you're going to be driving in and around the airport, no big changes to traffic around the roads near the airport this morning, so hopefully you catch your flight on time.